Are you struggling to get your yoga, meditation, Qigong, or Pilates practice just right? You need to watch this if you want to avoid common mistakes and truly benefit from your practice. It's so good to have you here, carving out this time for yourself. Welcome to our guide on how not to do yoga, meditation, Qigong, and Pilates. Now, I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, doesn't it? But sometimes understanding what to steer clear of can be just as enlightening as learning the right way. It's about finding that sweet spot, that gentle alignment that feels good in body, not just what looks a certain way. Today we'll explore common mistakes, how to know if you're doing it wrong, and the benefits of each practice for mental health. We're going to move through these beautiful disciplines with a sense of curiosity and kindness towards ourselves. Think of this as a friendly chat, a way to refine your approach so you can truly sink into the goodness these practices offer. It's not about perfection, my friends, but about connection, connecting with your breath, your body, and that quiet space within. Our aim is to help you build a sustainable and joyful practice, one that supports you not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. We'll look at a few common trip-ups, those little habits we might fall into, and gently guide ourselves back to a place of mindful awareness. So unroll your mat if you have one, find a comfortable seat, or just open your heart and mind. Let's begin this journey together, finding what feels good and perhaps what needs a little loving adjustment. Yoga. Such a beautiful way to connect with ourselves, to stretch and strengthen, and to find a little bit of peace in the everyday hustle. But sometimes, in our eagerness to dive deep or achieve a certain pose, we can stumble into a few common pitfalls. One of the most frequent is overstretching. It's that feeling of pushing just a little too far, thinking that more is always better. But our bodies are wise, and they whisper to us when we've gone beyond our edge. It's about honoring those whispers, not ignoring them for the sake of a deeper bend. Remember, yoga isn't a competition, not even with yourself from yesterday. It's a conversation. When we overstretch, we risk injury, yes, but we also miss the subtle dialogue our body is trying to have with us. That strain, that sharp sensation, it's a signal. So how do we know if we're overdoing it? Listen for pain that feels sharp, pinching, or electric, a gentle pull, a sensation of opening. That's good. But if you're wincing or holding your breath, it's time to gently ease back, my friend. Find that sweet spot where you feel the stretch, but you can still breathe deeply and calmly. Improper alignment is another common companion to overstretching, or sometimes it stands on its own. Think of your downward-facing dog, for example. Are your hands bearing too much weight, wrists aching? Or perhaps in Warrior 2, is your front knee drifting past your ankle? These little misalignments repeated over time can create strain and prevent you from reaping the full benefits of the pose. It's not about creating perfect geometric shapes, but about creating a pathway for energy to flow and for your body to be supported. So, how do we identify these alignment issues? First, cultivate awareness. Before you deepen into any pose, take a moment to scan your body. Where do you feel sensation? Is there any discomfort? Using a mirror occasionally can be helpful, or even filming yourself if you're practicing at home. But more importantly, learn to feel it from the inside out. Are your joints stacked in a way that feels stable and strong? Is your core gently engaged to support your spine? These are the questions we can ask ourselves. Correcting these issues often involves small, gentle adjustments. Maybe it's widening your stance, bending your knees a little more, or engaging muscles you hadn't realized were taking a nap. It's about being your own loving guide. If you're in a class, don't hesitate to ask your teacher for modifications. And if you're with me here, I'll always try to offer cues that guide you towards that safer, more supportive alignment. Remember, modifications are not a step back. They are a sign of wisdom and self-respect. The beauty of practicing yoga with mindful attention to alignment and avoiding overstretching is that it becomes a truly healing practice. When you move safely, you build trust with your body. This trust allows you to explore more deeply, not by forcing, but by inviting. Each pose becomes an opportunity to learn, to listen, and to grow stronger and more flexible in a sustainable way. This mindful approach is key to a long and joyful yoga journey. And let's not forget the incredible benefits for our mental health. When we practice yoga mindfully, paying attention to our breath and the sensations in our body, we anchor ourselves in the present moment. This is a powerful antidote to the anxieties and worries that often pull our minds into the past or future. The focused attention required to maintain alignment and avoid overstretching is in itself a form of meditation in motion. This practice teaches us patience and self-compassion. There will be days when poses feel easy and days when they feel challenging. Learning to meet ourselves where we are without judgment is a profound lesson that extends far beyond the yoga mat. When we correct our alignment gently or ease back from an overstretch, we are practicing kindness towards ourselves. This self-kindness is a cornerstone of mental well-being. The physical release in yoga, the gentle opening of tight hips or shoulders, often corresponds to an emotional release too. We store so much tension in our bodies, and as we mindfully work through these areas, we can create space not just physically, but emotionally as well. This can lead to a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and a greater sense of inner peace. It's a beautiful unfolding, this yoga journey. So, as you step onto your mat, remember these gentle reminders. Move with awareness, listen to your body's wisdom, and don't be afraid to adjust. It's not about achieving the perfect pose, but about finding what feels good and supportive for you right here, right now. This approach will not only keep you safe, but will also deepen your connection to yourself. Think of your foundation in each pose. Your hands, your feet, your sits bones. Are they grounded? Are they active? From that strong foundation, you can lengthen and expand, always checking in. Is your breath still flowing smoothly? If not, that's a sign to perhaps ease up a little. Your breath is your best teacher in yoga, always guiding you. Ultimately, yoga is a practice of union, the union of body, mind, and spirit. By avoiding these common mistakes, by practicing with intention and care, we cultivate a deeper sense of that union. We learn to inhabit our bodies more fully, to quiet the mental chatter, and to connect with that calm, steady center within. This is where the true magic of yoga resides, my friends. Now let's talk about meditation, a practice that can bring so much calm and clarity into our lives. But just like with yoga, there are a few common misunderstandings that can make the journey feel a bit more challenging than it needs to be. One of the biggest ones is the idea that you need to force your mind to be completely blank. Oh, if I had a nickel for every time someone told me I can't meditate, my mind is too busy. My dear friends, a busy mind is a normal mind. The goal of meditation isn't to stop thinking altogether. That's like trying to stop the waves in the ocean. Instead, it's about learning to sit with the thoughts, to observe them without getting swept away. It's about changing your relationship with your thoughts. So, if you're sitting there gritting your teeth, trying to wrestle your mind into submission, that's a sign you might be approaching it with a bit too much force. Gentleness is key here. How do you know if your meditation is ineffective or if you're caught in this trap of forcing? Well, if you end your meditation session feeling more frustrated, agitated, or self-critical than when you started, that's a good indicator. If you feel like you're constantly failing at being blank, it's time to adjust your expectations. Meditation isn't about achieving a perfect state of nothingness. It's about cultivating awareness and presence, even amidst the mental chatter. Another sign might be physical tension. If you find yourself clenching your jaw, furrowing your brow, or holding your breath while you're trying to meditate, your body is telling you that you're trying too hard. Meditation should feel like a gentle allowing, a softening, not a battle. It's an invitation to rest in awareness, not a command to obliterate thought. The practice is in the noticing and the gentle returning again and again. So how can we improve our focus and make our meditation practice feel more supportive? First, let go of the idea of a blank mind. Instead, choose an anchor for your attention. This could be your breath, the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils, the rise and fall of your chest or belly. It could be a mantra, a simple sound or phrase that you repeat silently. Or it could be bodily sensations like the feeling of your hands resting in your lap when your mind wanders, and it will. That's what minds do. Gently acknowledge the thought without judgment. You don't need to analyze it or follow it down a rabbit hole. Just notice, thinking, and then softly, kindly guide your attention back to your chosen anchor, this act of noticing and returning the meditation. It's like training a little puppy. You do it with patience and kindness, not with harshness. The benefits of this gentle approach to meditation for mental health are truly profound. When we stop fighting our thoughts and instead learn to observe them with a bit of distance, we begin to see that we are not our thoughts. This creates a sense of inner space and freedom. We realize that thoughts come and go, like clouds in the sky, and we don't have to believe every single one of them or get carried away by them. This practice cultivates equanimity. that ability to meet life's ups and downs with a greater sense of balance and calm. When we practice sitting with discomfort or restlessness during meditation, we build our capacity to handle difficult emotions and situations in our daily lives with more grace. It's like building an inner muscle of resilience. It doesn't mean challenges disappear, but our ability to navigate them changes. Meditation can also significantly reduce stress and anxiety. By anchoring ourselves in the present moment, we give our nervous system a chance to switch from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. This has a cascade of positive effects on our physical and mental well-being, from lowering blood pressure to improving sleep and boosting our mood. It's a gift of deep rest for our often overstimulated minds. Furthermore, developing this kind of focused attention can improve our concentration in other areas of life. When we train our minds to stay with an anchor, even for short periods, we're enhancing our ability to focus on tasks, conversations, and experiences more fully. This leads to a richer, more engaged experience of life. It's about being truly present for the moments that make up our days. Remember to start small. Even 5 minutes of dedicated meditation can make a difference. Consistency is more important than duration, especially when you're beginning. Find a comfortable posture. You don't have to sit in a full lotus position. A chair is perfectly fine as long as you can sit upright yet relaxed. Create a quiet space if you can, but know that you can meditate anywhere, anytime, by simply tuning into your breath. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. There will be days when your mind feels like a raging storm, and days when it's relatively calm. Both are okay, both are part of the practice. The goal isn't to have good meditations and bad meditations, but simply to show up, to be present with whatever arises, and to treat yourself with compassion. This self-compassion is perhaps the greatest gift of a regular meditation practice. Let's explore the gentle, flowing world of Qigong. This ancient practice, which beautifully combines movement, breathing, and meditation, is all about cultivating and balancing our vital life energy, or Qi. However, just like with its sister arts, there are subtle ways we can miss the mark, particularly when it comes to one of its core components, the breath. Incorrect breathing techniques can really hinder your progress and dilute the profound benefits Qigong offers. Often, when we begin Qigong, we might bring our everyday breathing patterns with us, shallow chest-focused breaths, or even unconsciously holding our breath, especially when concentrating on a new movement. This is quite common, so don't worry if this sounds familiar. In Qigong, however, the breath is not just an afterthought. It's the engine that powers the movements and guides the flow of energy. It's integral to the practice, not separate from it. If your breathing is short, ragged, or feels disconnected from your movements, that's a sign you might need to bring more awareness to it. Another indication is feeling breathless or tense after a Qigong session, rather than energized and calm. The breath in Qigong should feel natural, deep, and coordinated with each gesture. It's about finding a rhythm that feels both soothing and invigorating, a gentle wave that moves through you. So, how do we discover how to breathe properly in Qigong? The emphasis is often on diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing. This means that as you inhale, your abdomen gently expands, and as you exhale, it softly draws back in. This type of breathing is more efficient, calming for the nervous system, and helps to draw qi deeper into the body. It might feel a little unnatural at first if you're used to chest breathing, so be patient with yourself as you explore it. Many Qigong movements are designed to facilitate this deep, rhythmic breathing. For example, as you raise your arms, you might inhale, and as you lower them, you exhale. The key is to synchronize the breath with the movement smoothly and without force. Don't try to take overly deep breaths that make you feel strained. Instead, aim for a breath that is full, relaxed, and matches the pace of your gentle movements. Let the movement guide the breath and the breath inform the movement. The importance of flow in Qigong cannot be overstated. It's often described as meditation in motion for this very reason. The movements are typically slow, graceful, and continuous, like water flowing in a stream. When your breath is harmonious with these movements, you enter a state of deep presence and coherence. This flow is what allows the qi to circulate freely, nourishing all parts of your body and mind. Any jerkiness or holding back in breath or movement can disrupt this vital flow. When you find that beautiful synchronicity between breath and movement, Qigong becomes incredibly powerful for mental health. The focused attention on coordinating these two elements anchors you firmly in the present moment, much like meditation. This helps to quiet the mental chatter, reduce anxiety, and bring a sense of profound calm. It's a very grounding practice, connecting you to your body and to the earth. The gentle, repetitive movements combined with deep breathing have a direct, soothing effect on the nervous system. This can help to alleviate stress, improve sleep quality, and lift your mood. Qigong teaches us to move with intention and mindfulness, transforming simple gestures into a powerful form of self-regulation and healing. It's a way to actively participate in your own well-being. Moreover, the emphasis on cultivating and circulating qi is believed to enhance mental clarity and vitality. When our energy is flowing smoothly and abundantly, we naturally feel more focused, creative, and resilient. Qigong helps to clear energetic blockages that might contribute to feelings of sluggishness, brain fog, or emotional imbalance. It's like giving your inner landscape a gentle spring cleaning. Imagine your breath as a soft brush and your movements as the gentle strokes that paint a picture of tranquility within you. There's no need to rush, no need to strive for perfection. The beauty of Qigong lies in its simplicity and its accessibility. It can be practiced by people of all ages and fitness levels, offering a pathway to greater harmony and well-being. So, as you practice Qigong, bring a soft awareness to your breath. Notice its rhythm, its depth. Allow it to guide your movements and let your movements deepen your breath. If you find yourself holding your breath or breathing shallowly, just gently invite it to become a little fuller, a little smoother. This isn't about rigid rules, but about finding a natural, comfortable harmony. Remember, the aim is to feel more alive, more balanced, and more connected. Incorrect breathing can feel like swimming against the current, while proper coordinated breathing feels like effortlessly gliding with it. Trust the wisdom of the practice, listen to your body, and allow the gentle power of Qigong to support your mental and emotional health in its own beautiful, flowing way. And now, let's turn our attention to Pilates, a fantastic method for building core strength, improving posture, and enhancing body awareness. Created by Joseph Pilates, this system emphasizes precision and control. However, it's precisely this focus on detail where common errors can creep in, particularly poor posture during exercises and a tendency to rush through the movements, which can diminish the profound benefits. Poor posture is a frequent guest in our daily lives, and it can easily follow us onto the Pilates mat if we're not mindful. Whether it's rounding the shoulders, letting the lower back arch excessively, or jutting the chin forward, these postural habits can compromise the effectiveness of the exercises and even lead to strain. Pilates is designed to correct these imbalances, but it requires conscious effort to maintain proper alignment throughout each movement. Rushing through Pilates exercises is another common pitfall. There can be a temptation to use momentum rather than controlled muscular effort, especially if an exercise feels challenging or if we're focused on quantity over quality. Pilates, however, is not about speed, it's about the integrity of each movement. Slowing down allows you to engage the correct muscles, particularly the deep core muscles, and to execute each exercise with precision. So how do you know if you're falling into these traps? If you experience pain, particularly in your neck or lower back during or after your Pilates session, it could be a sign of poor alignment or rushing. If you feel like you're just going through the motions without a deep sense of muscular engagement, you might be moving too quickly or not focusing enough on your form. Pilates should feel like work, but a focused, intentional kind of work. To maintain proper form, start by understanding the foundational principles of Pilates concentration control, centering precision, breath, and flow. Before you begin any exercise, take a moment to set up your posture. Think about lengthening your spine, drawing your navel gently towards your spine to engage your core, and keeping your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. These cues are vital. Using a mirror can be very helpful in Pilates, especially when you're learning to check your alignment. Pay attention to the cues from your instructor, whether in person or online. They are designed to guide you into the correct form and listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, or if you feel strain in an area where you shouldn't, it's important to adjust or modify the exercise. There's no shame in modification. It's smart practice. Slowing down your pace is crucial. Each Pilates exercise has a specific rhythm and breath pattern. When you move slowly and with control, you give your muscles time to engage properly and you build strength and endurance more effectively. It also allows you to become more aware of how your body is moving and to make subtle adjustments to improve your form. Think of it as quality over quantity, always. The mental health benefits of practicing Pilates with good form and appropriate pacing are significant. The intense focus required for precision and control is a powerful way to anchor your mind in the present moment. This concentration can be incredibly meditative, helping to quiet mental chatter and reduce stress. You're so absorbed in the movement and the physical sensations that there's little room for worries to intrude. Improving your posture through Pilates doesn't just benefit your physical health, it can also boost your confidence and mood. Standing tall with an open chest can actually make you feel more assertive and positive. There's a strong connection between our physical posture and our emotional state, and Pilates helps to cultivate a posture that supports a more uplifted outlook. The emphasis on core strength in Pilates, often referred to as the powerhouse, builds a sense of inner stability and resilience, both physically and mentally. When you feel strong and centered in your body, it can translate to feeling more grounded and capable in your daily life. This internal strength can be a wonderful resource when facing challenges. Furthermore, the mind-body connection that is so central to Pilates enhances self-awareness. As you learn to control subtle movements and engage deep muscles, you become more attuned to your body's signals and needs. This heightened awareness can extend beyond your Pilates practice, helping you to make healthier choices and to be more mindful in your everyday activities. So, as you approach your Pilates practice, remember to prioritize posture and pace. Move with intention, focusing on the quality of each movement rather than how many repetitions you can do. Engage your core, breathe deeply, and listen to your body. These principles will not only help you avoid common mistakes, but will also unlock the full potential of Pilates to strengthen your body and calm your mind. Think of each exercise as an opportunity to refine your awareness and control. It's a journey of discovering your body's capabilities and cultivating a deeper connection with yourself. By avoiding the rush and paying close attention to your form, you'll find that Pilates becomes a deeply rewarding practice, offering benefits that radiate through all aspects of your life, fostering both physical vitality and mental tranquility. And there we have it, a little journey through some common missteps in yoga, meditation, Qigong and Pilates, and more importantly, how to gently guide ourselves towards a more beneficial and joyful practice. Remember, each of these practices offers unique benefits for your mental health, from the calming presence of meditation to the empowering strength of Pilates, the flowing energy of Qigong, and the mindful union of yoga. It's all about finding what resonates with you and approaching it with kindness and curiosity. The path to well-being is a personal one, and it's not about achieving perfection. It's about showing up for yourself, listening to your body and mind, and making those small, consistent efforts that add up to a big difference. Don't ignore the power of yoga, meditation, Qigong, or Pilates in your wellness journey. These tools are here for you, offering pathways to greater peace, strength, and connection in a world that often asks so much of us. Find what feels good and let that be your guide. Thank you so much for joining me today, for taking this time for yourself. I hope you found these insights helpful and encouraging. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to continue learning and growing together, please consider subscribing for more tips on healthy living. Until next time, take good care, be kind to yourselves, and keep exploring what makes you feel truly alive and well. Namaste.